Let's wing it. We should put it like on top of this chair or something so that it can be close to her.
Yeah. Oh. Here, I can mount it to my head.
Are you serious?
It's a head mount. But no, we can just hang it here. If that.
Yeah, that'll work.
Should we have it up like that?
Yeah. Some mics on the bottom.
Oh, for Pete's.
Oh, what the fuck? Oh my goodness. Is it not held in by anything? Oh, no, I see.
What in the devil?
Sam Hill.
Dang, this is some bullshit.
Can't get this thing hung up. Man, I should have brought my tripod. I have a tripod.
I have a tripod too. I just don't know where it is.
Is it in this room?
I think so.
Nunchucks.
All right. Screw it. We'll do it live. I think
We're doing it raw.
I think we do this with this box.
Perfect.
And then what the hell?
Eh?
I know. That was spooky.
Whoa.
It's spooky season.
So anyway, there are ghosts in your rental.
Yeah.
Ghosts in
Everywhere I've lived, there's been ghosts.
Yeah, most places I go, ghosts follow.
Right?
But that's because they envy me, because I'm so at peace.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true.
Yeah.
Do you think you could kill a ghost with a fart? Since they're both like gaseous.
Maybe if you get it right in the mouth.
Yeah.
Get a ghost right in the mouth with a fart.
Just a 360 no scope, like fart right to the ghost face, and it just disintegrates, and it's like, no,
I'm melting. Yeah, he goes out, and that's why they smell like sulfur.
yeah,
when
that's
they
so
die,
true.
man.
Like, you know when you say breaking wind, like when you shatter air, when you what's it called when a plane breaks the sound barrier?
Sonic boom.
When you
When
a sonic boom, broken wind.
What if you could fart hard enough to break the sound barrier, and then it shatters the windows around you and
just destroys your butt lips entirely. They're just blown out like an old-fashioned musket.
like a blunderbuss. Yeah. Or it's like really good for you and doctors recommend it because the energy release basically cleans out all your pores.
Oh, yeah.
Immediately. Just like bam, you're sweating so hard it just shoots off of you.
You're pouring sweat, chambering up a sonic boom in your ass. I gotta do this. You're in the middle of church. You're like, oh, you're like trying to get yourself get out of the aisles.
Get back to the bathroom.
You're like, I'm not gonna make it.
It goes just so loud. It goes. Oh, it's the ice from the freezer.
Oh, it is the freezer making noise.
The freezer has been knocking on the door.
It sounds like a ghost. Tomorrow's Halloween, so
Tomorrow is Halloween. Today's
is.
the 30th. We're recording this one a little early. That's right.
are you dressing up as anything? for
Yeah.
Halloween? What are you gonna be?
I'm gonna dress up as a comic book character. I'm gonna go to my closet, see if there are any clothes that resemble a comic book character from anywhere that I can dress up as, and then I'm going to paint my face with like comic book lines.
Oh, that's fun.
So I'm gonna look like a freak show.
Hey, I'm down.
It's
You
pretty
dress
sick.
up as, I was thinking of going as Scott Pilgrim,
Oh, frick yeah.
but
yeah.
one half like Scott Pilgrim and then an actual pilgrim. That's the other half, like with a belt with buckle shoes.
You got a half Quaker hat.
Half Quaker hat. But no, I think Loretta and I are gonna do. We're gonna dress up as burners from Burning Man because we just have so much Burning Man gear.
True,
and
yeah.
we don't have time to do a costume right now. We're just busy with the move, but
I'll check out.
yeah.
Well, let's kick this one off. Greetings, fellow castaways. Fellow castaways, welcome back to the Riff Raft. I am the Iwinski brother who is present today. Keenan's not here. This is a podcast where each brother or brother singular brings his own prompts to the table. We riff and rant. I'm Nate. I'm joined by Buck.
Hey.
And let's see what happens. I was actually very excited about my prompts this morning. I even texted
I got a
you
couple good
earlier.
ones. Yeah.
I want to hear one of yours first, actually. I've been thinking about mine too much.
Okay. So I was thinking about the when you see on the side of the road like a shrine because there was some death,
Because there was
an accident.
Yeah.
And I was like thinking, what if there was one of those for every accident, like for every death? So not just the ones where like the people make a big show of it,
Yeah.
but because I think they're kind of a problem. One is they're very distracting. I would guarantee more deaths have occurred because someone was craning their neck to look at like the flowers and like the candles and they're like, what does that sign say? Like in remembrance of boom! And then they another accident. It's pretty distracting. And not to mention it's like reminds people of death.
It's true. Yeah.
And it's kind of a downer.
Yeah, why am I getting bummed out by all these roadside
Like
funeral
shrines.
graves?
Yeah. So they have one shrine there. Like, I don't know. So, because if they did one of these for every
Single
like
accident.
last 100 years, if we had, well, there would just be crosses everywhere, every intersection, right?
Somebody dies from monoxide poisoning, you have to have a shrine in your house after that for the rest of your life. It's like somebody you didn't even know.
That would be interesting. If like they had to mark every room of the house where someone had died,
Yeah.
like you like inherit a 200-year-old colonial house, and there's just like there's like here's where Johnny Two Shoes
Yeah.
tripped and hit his head on a vice.
This is where somebody accidentally just got the sewer backed up and blasted him so hard. This guy was cooking with an air fryer and it just blasted him silly.
Yeah, here's where Grandma Patty choked during Thanksgiving dinner.
Imagine you had to be buried wherever you died. The exact location where you died.
Like you're in your armchair, you pass away peacefully watching The Price is Right, and they just start like ripping up the carpet, tearing the floorboards out. We gotta get to the dirt. He's going straight down.
Yeah. You die like on a highway and they have to rip up the highway.
Yeah, they're jackhammering through. I gotta bury this guy quick. Traffic's backed up bad. Everyone's honking.
We gotta make this happen.
Rest in peace, but seriously, could you hurry it up?
You die in an attic and they just put you in the floorboards, like right in between the house.
Right in the rafters.
Yeah. Or you're just attached to the ceiling. Staring down at the room below you.
You die in the attic, they're just like pushing insulation over you. Just a shallow grave of insulation.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be the weirdest place to die. Imagine you die somewhere super perilous and people keep dying trying to bury you.
Oh, yeah.
It's just like a non-ending cycle. There's just a pile of bodies there.
Yeah, like at the Grand Canyon, you're like trying to take a selfie and you fell like 200 feet onto like a little precipice.
Yeah.
People are just like free climbing to try and get to
Every guy has a shovel on his back, too. It's like, oh, man, my civic duty. If you see him die, you have to be the one to bury him.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah. It's like you smelt it, you dealt it.
Yeah.
Except you saw the body, you buried the body.
You're completely responsible for the person. So, like, you kill someone in war. Yeah. You're like, oh, dang it, I got to go and dig a grave for him on this battlefield, but I'm going to get shot so fast.
Oh, man.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah, that would be rough. But anyway.
My observation is, it occurred to me today, they have punishments for crimes, right? Mm-hmm. They don't have rewards for good behavior. So my question is, what is the opposite of a crime?
Like a gesture of goodwill.
Like helping a grandma across the street. Helping...
Yeah, a good deed
like doing,
would be the opposite of a crime.
That's literally the opposite of a crime. So if like a crime happens, you are going to, like, regardless of karma, you're going to pay for that crime.
Yeah.
And then if you do something good, nothing happens to you.
Yeah.
You don't get paid for that either. It's
yeah,
like everybody's like, oh, good, something good happened, finally.
Unless you, like, film yourself, like, giving chili to the homeless, and then you, like, monetize the video, then you get paid for a good deed.
True. And then at that point, it's almost like you did a bad deed.
Yeah, you're just profiting off the homeless.
Taking advantage of the homeless.
Oh, these people are real fucked up. This will get all kinds of views. Here's a toothless hobo chowing down on my homemade chili. I helped him out today.
Slipped a couple zins in there, too.
Yeah.
He's flying high. Look at this guy. He's got one eye. Isn't he weird?
Yeah. But he loves my chili.
And
feels good to do something good.
Yeah.
Like and subscribe if you want to see more homeless, like, horror shows.
Homeless flop.
Yeah. But I'm helping. Yeah,
exactly.
A lot of those videos now, it used to be almost like shameful or like in poor taste to, like, look at me help the homeless. Now it's like totally normal. It's like, what, you didn't film yourself helping?
How do we know you did?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they have just, like, happy music behind it. Meanwhile, this guy with, like, arthritis in every bone of his body is like, thank you.
Yeah.
And it's like, so, we're out here. We've given away 300 bowls of chili so far. And those porta potties are ruined.
Yeah, 300 bowls of chili in downtown San Francisco, where they will not let homeless people use public bathrooms. So, good luck cleaning up the streets after this.
Oh, my goodness. I know, there's no repayment for that.
Yeah.
But if there were to be repayment, because the punishment fits the crime, what would be the repayment for a good deed? Would it be like you get allowance to commit crimes?
Oh, yeah. So if you build up good deed
crime credit,
then you're allowed to shoplift. Or like
yeah. You just flash your membership.
Yeah.
You're like, nah, I'm good. I can take this TV.
Yeah.
And you just walk out with it, and they're like, oh.
He's like, let me see that. And he's like, oh, it says here you saved a kid from a burning building. Yeah, take whatever TV you want, bud.
Yeah,
pretty good.
Let me show you. I got a few in the back that we haven't even put on the shelf yet. Yeah. You want to just walk out with one of them? You want to punch me in the face?
He's like, I'm a piece of shit.
I'm terrible. You want to see my credit? I'll show you it right now. It'll give me good credit.
Yeah.
Then it just turns into a credit system, like that Black Mirror episode.
Yeah, social credit for good deeds, bad deeds. In China, like, there's cameras absolutely everywhere, constantly scanning, seeing everything good or bad that you do. And
it's so creepy.
I know, that is creepy.
Imagine AI picking up on it. They can pick up on your bad deeds. And they're like, no, we're not going to count the good ones either. There's some cop just messing with you all the time. He's like, nope, Cameras blacked out. They didn't see you build that low-income housing all day. Sorry.
Whammy. That's a bummer. Yeah. Looks like you're still a piece of shit. Still a criminal.
Yeah, you still like to use handicapped bathrooms. Sorry.
Yeah, it looks like you parked in that handicapped spot, but we didn't see you wave at the old lady.
Yeah, you didn't.
Who was lonely, and she wanted someone to wave at her. It made her day, actually, but wasn't caught. Not going to help you.
Not going to help you. Sorry. Not good enough. You're still terrible.
Yeah. Do you, what are your thoughts on spanking children? You think parents should beat their kids?
See, spanking your kids and beating your kids are two different things.
Open hand versus closed fist. Different.
Very. Yeah.
Yeah.
The spankings, first off, okay, beating your kids is an emotional response. Spanking your kids is disciplinary and shouldn't happen immediately. It's like a measured decision.
It should be scheduled.
Basically, yeah.
Later in the day.
The second your child does something wrong, you're like, all right, I'm putting this down on the calendar. Saturday, you have a spanking with me at 3:00.
Yeah. Yeah. We have this is going to be a 10-minute spanking session. Yeah, because you can't do it when you're mad.
No.
It has to be, scheduled later. And then you're like, I cannot wait to whoop your ass at 3:00. And then by the time 3 comes around, you've kind of simmered down. If you had a cup of tea, and you're like, all right, I'm not going to spank you with the big spoon. Yeah. Just a back of the hand. What do you think, like, if parents, if they didn't want to be the bad guy, they didn't want to discipline their kids with spanking, if they, like, hired a spanker to come over.
Unbiased spanker.
And he's just, like, he's dressed like the Grim Reaper. He's in all black. He's like, oh, the spanker's here.
He knows you did something wrong.
It's like, scale of 1 to 10, how bad are they going to get it?
He has like a spiked one coming out of his cloak, and then he's like, no, 6. He's like, oh, okay, sorry.
Yeah, he opens his trench coat. He's got all the spanking tools. He's like,
yeah. A potato peeler in there. It's like, oh, jeez.
Is that a meat tenderizer?
He's like, some of these kids are fat.
They can't even feel the regular paddles.
They've been sitting on their ass so long, it's just numb.
Yeah. Do you have a spanker?
He's got a boat oar.
Yeah, he's like, man, he's so tired. He's like, I got a booked schedule. He just shows up, and beats the shit out of these kids. The parents are like, thank you so much. She's like, we didn't want that resting on our conscience.
Yeah, the parents are afraid to like sever the relationship with their child so much that they're like, we're just gonna outsource the spankings to our like local spanker.
Yeah.
It's like Uber. You have an app for it and everything. And you just pull up in like a super beat up car. Like everything about them is just haunting. Like, their eyes are yellow.
Burning oil. Yeah, they're chain smoking. They just reek.
They intentionally just don't shower.
Yeah. Some people have different career callings. Some people work at a morgue. Other people work at a daycare. Other people work as a professional spanker.
Yeah, and some people make movies and include bare feet in them, Quentin Tarantino. Some people just do that. Everybody has a different calling.
You're not sucking the toes right. This is how I do. All right, Quentin. Yeah, he's like, I'm subbing myself in for this scene.
Let me show you what to do. Quentin, you've shown us 20 times today. Are we going to finish this scene or not? He's like, shut up.
Quentin, we have about 7 hours of you sucking on toes. I don't even know if we're going to use any of this. Yeah, just send it to my email.
Yeah.
I'll take a look at this later.
It's all 4K, Quentin. You sure you want me to do that? He's like, I don't care. I'll pay extra storage. I'm going to comb it.
I'm going to want all of this in slow-mo.
Can you catch it in 120 frames?
It's even much more frames than the eye can even see.
Yeah, he's going to slow it down. He's going to have it 30 frames a second, but a quarter the speed.
What a strange thing. Someone was saying that the Nickelodeon Splat is strangely resemblant of the shape of Epstein Island.
Oh my gosh.
It even has a little bloop like of this other like tiny island right off of it. I was like, now that's an interesting conspiracy.
That could happen.
Tons of creeps and groomers at Nickelodeon. Like,
I hear Nickelodeon was one of the worst ones. Too.
Yeah.
Like that was.
yeah, I forget the one name of that. Yeah, they had a few producers that were just real scumbags.
Real piece of work. Yeah, Miyazaki, who made all of the Studio Ghibli movies, was like Kiki's Delivery Service, Howl's Moving Castle, My Neighbor Totoro, Castle in the Sky, Porco Rosso. He just expressed later on in life, because he made these movies in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, his absolute disdain to people like sexualizing his young female leads that he, hand drew and made. And he's like, I'm just disgusted with all of you for doing this. It's you guys, everybody here is disgusting. And more power to him. I would trust an old Japanese man so much sooner than basically any old man in the United States.
Yeah. Yeah, old Japanese men have some real honor. And
Yeah, it means a lot to him.
yeah, they care more about their food and about their legacy and craftsmanship, and just I think they have one of the longer lifespans of like the developed countries.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they just have more care.
Unfortunately, their reproduction rate is below their dying out rate. So.
Yeah, they do get freaky.
Yeah.
in Japan. They have the vending machines for used underwear and all kinds of crazy
Oh
stuff.
my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
for practical use or recreational use?
No, this is for like they collect dirty underwear like Pokemon cards.
Oh my gosh.
It's just there's something a little wrong. I don't know if it was the bombs we dropped or what. But
yeah, we dropped, along with those bombs, some of the strangest ideas. You think we dropped those bombs and there were like spells and chants said over the bombs before they were dropped?
who knows?
By some crazy like wizards that were just like around, and they were part of the Manhattan Project. Imagine you have Oppenheimer and friggin' Dumbledore just working on this bomb together.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, they're like, this is gonna kill so many people, and they like do some sort of death spell or something. Like, I don't know. Something creepy about the whole nuclear thing. I saw that they at one point had a nuclear artillery shell. And so they would shoot it out of a cannon. And they never used it, but they tested it once. And it's the craziest thing to me, to shoot a nuke out of an artillery like cannon.
I would be afraid of just like the impact of throwing it, exploding
I
it right
know.
there.
Yeah.
Like, holy cow.
Yeah.
That is so gutsy.
It's real guts.
They made that in the 40s? Like,
I mean, yeah, when was the nuke developed? That was in 40s, 50s, right? Yeah, so I think this was probably in the 50s or something. But.
and they're like, yeah, we definitely don't have any more of those bombs anymore. Those are definitely outlawed. We're not going to ever do that again to humanity.
So many, all the nuclear testing they did, that was just so ridiculous. They're like just blowing up islands in like the Pacific and just like doing water tests, doing high altitude tests.
Waking up Godzilla.
The Tsar bomb they exploded up in the atmosphere that the Russians did, they like weren't sure if the chain reaction would catch the whole atmosphere on fire and just destroy our entire ozone and kill all of humanity.
Nice.
And then every time they've tried to explode a nuke in space, it's been mysteriously shut down. So
Wow.
there's been a number of like UFO like interferences that like shut down nukes being sent to space. So there's, I don't know if it's like, if it's actual aliens or if it's like watchers like from heaven that are like making sure we're not our own undoing down here. But
Yep.
yeah,
I could believe it. I keep wondering what those things are. I keep being told that they're just demons. All aliens are demons. I'm like, really? Only demons would be allowed to like intervene in human life?
no, because they talk about the Foo Fighters like in World War II or whatever that they saw every day, and it was like a cube within a sphere, like luminary, and they've seen these. They're still seeing them all the time, like the Air Force, like when they're flying and stuff.
What the frick are these?
On a daily basis, they see UFOs. Like pretty much every Air Force in the world.
Wow.
Probably.
Well, that's pretty sick. What the frick did these Foo Fighters do?
I
thought it was just a band.
I know it was named after UFOs.
Wow.
In World War II, I believe. Yeah. But I don't know. Just like there's good and evil on Earth, there's definitely good and evil. Like I don't know if they're higher dimensional or if they're just like spiritual beings, but I mean, we've definitely have demons and shapeshifters like integrated in politics,
for sure,
in Hollywood, in all the places of power. There was one at the Kamala rally. There was a demon at the Kamala rally the other day.
You were at the Kamala rally?
No, I wasn't there. No, I saw this video. I think it was just somebody that like was looking up, but like and the way that the camera was focusing and like made like their eyes shift like in a super unnatural looking way, and everyone's like, "There's a demon!" like right behind Kamala.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, Kamala might be a demon too.
Kamala might be. You know, I've heard that. So this is a very verifiable source right here. My girlfriend's mentor one time went to the White House.
Oh.
And was in the same room as Hillary Clinton. And once...
And they made it out alive.
Yeah. She didn't see Hillary actually accidentally do something. She wasn't a chef for Hillary, thank goodness. The second Hillary entered the room, like, my girlfriend's mentor just wanted to never meet Hillary. She was like, I don't want Hillary anywhere near me.
Weird energy.
And she had never... This mentor of hers is like so no nonsense, never feels anything spiritual really, like it doesn't have that, and she definitely felt it then.
Sensed something was way off.
Imagine the kind of whispers that Hillary's getting in her ears all the time. That'd be creepy.
Oh, she's probably like just so... She has a legion of demons in her body just telling her what to do.
Man, trip that old lady. Tell that kid he's fat.
Yeah, funnel more money out of the Clinton program.
Yeah. Hunter Biden's innocent.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I'm excited for this election to be done.
This is going to be very interesting.
It's like, I don't know, it just seems like we can't have a couple years to catch our breath. There's always some bullshit going on. It's like a needless war here, a overblown like pandemic that cost trillions of dollars and destroyed businesses and all kinds of like communities, and then we could just use like a little reprieve.
Yeah,
you know
what's interesting is the election happens on the 5th of November, and that has direct ties to V for Vendetta. Remember the 5th of November.
Oh, you're right.
The gunpowder treason and plot.
That movie is so good.
That movie's amazing. Took place in 2020.
Yeah.
That whole thing. And they were spot on about a lot of it. I mean, doesn't that go for most predicting sci-fi things. The dystopian society is gonna, everybody will be surveilled, and
Yeah, even in Blade Runner, when they had like the crazy like orange haze on everything, and that was, I believe, also in November, but and I think it was 2022 or something. But it was that same year that was in Blade Runner, that same year here in the U.S. in the same city. I think it was like staged on or whatever. That's when they had the crazy wildfires, and it turned like all of San Francisco into that orange haze. It was like the same year as Blade Runner, and like it was so, they did side by sides of like the movie and like what it actually looked like, and it was like crazy how similar it was.
Shoot. Man, I love conspiracy theories.
I know.
Sure,
It keeps it interesting. As long as it's not like some people just they actually like get too invested in the conspiracies, and then it starts to like make them fearful. Otherwise, if you're just it's a sign of intelligence to just entertain a wild concept and not fully believe it, right? I think that's something.
Isn't that like fun to do too?
It's the most fun, and people seem to think that they can't play devil's advocate or entertain an idea that they don't believe just for the sake of like discussion. It like they have to go with one of the available opinions for whatever the topic is, and if it's something way outside the box, and you just like, then you're like, well, based on what? And you're like, well, based on, I don't know, some God-given intuition.
Yeah, for real.
People need to listen to their intuition more, I think. By golly.
You know what? It's... I forget what I was going to say. So I'm just going to move on to my next prompt.
Yeah, what do you got?
This Paris event. Apparently in Europe, here's what happened. Here's what's happening. This is a common thing now. Tourists are going somewhere, they're out in public, maybe they're hanging out, enjoying a meal together. They sit down, guy and a girl, and a random dude, a local, will walk up with a box with a ring in it. And he'll come close to them, he'll get down on one knee just out of the blue. He'll open the box with the ring, and he'll look at the girl, and in their absolute befuddlement, he will then grab the girl's purse and run away. Oh. And because they are so just like lost as to what's going on, these people are getting away with it so often because they've left their victims in such a state of confusion.
Oh, wow. It's kind of clever. I kind of respect it.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I kind of want it to happen to me just to say that it happened. And I'm like, you're right. I was so confused. He got away with it. He took my girlfriend's purse. But then again, I'm a pretty fast runner, so
yeah,
I put on my fast running shoes whenever I go touristing now.
Yeah, I'm going to chase down a pickpocket real good.
You think you could catch most pickpockets?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, wear a dress, dress up like a girl, have like your handbag with you, and as soon as you get proposed to, you rip your wig off.
And you thought... What would you do once you caught the pickpocket? Would you catch him with a flying tackle? What's the situation?
If I'm catching him in like a dead sprint, all you have to do is give them a good shove, and they are going to eat it. Once they're on the ground, then just kicks to the head until they're unconscious, and then I robbed them.
Just Red Dead Redemption looting.
Yeah.
Oh, $3. Yeah. Ching!
Hog tie them to a bus. Just watch them scream as they're dragged around the city.
You see a big old bounty in the sky. Wanted $300. He's like, what?
That's the whole thing with like, there's so many times where someone instigates a fight, but they're not the first to throw a punch, and then the person that like was instigated gets in all the trouble. So you really have to like keep your cool long enough for them, the instigator, to do something where if they put their hands on you even, then just wail away.
It's true. I, as much as possible, avoid fights. I got shoved by a crackhead one time, and I was like, you know what, I'm not going to fight this lady. It was a lady.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we were clearing out this house. I used to flip houses, and we were clearing out all the furniture out of this lady's house, and she wouldn't leave. And we had some of her stuff out in the driveway, and we were hauling some of it into this freaking giant 40 cubic yards. So it was this thing's huge. It's like a shipping container. And once I started like moving one of her pieces of furniture, she ran. I was like, "Get that off my stuff!" and shoves me. And in that second, the first thought I had was, I am completely in the right to knock this lady out.
Yeah, she assaulted you.
She assaulted me first. I could literally grab her by the shoulder, hit her as hard as I could, and I would suffer no repercussions. In that moment, I was like, I am very powerful right now, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm just going to let it slide.
Don't let the intrusive thought win.
No.
Beating up a crackhead woman,
it's not going to
satisfying as it is. Beating up drug-addicted people that shove you, it is the satisfaction of letting it go and not having it escalate is almost as good.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's like that one Bill Burr skit where he's like, you know what I did? The lady that offended me, I just sat down, I meditated on it, and I forgave her. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just thought of her in the situation where, her dad's just been drunk all his life and he's walking around his house and she just really wants his affection and is going for Daddy. He's like, Daddy, why don't you hug me? And he's like, I never wanted children. And he goes and falls in the back pool and she's trying to get him out and he's lying face down and she's like grabbing on him, trying to pull him out by his boot, and the boot comes off and she falls backward crying and he just slowly drowns. And just this wave of peace came over me.
The peace I felt. Just imagine. Yeah.
The weight lifted off of my shoulders. Yeah. He's got some good bits, Bill Burr.
Oh, he's a legend.
Yeah. I don't know. Should we have him on this podcast? He's a little conservative.
He's a little too clean cut these days.
Like we're in any position to get anybody on this podcast.
Oh, I know. I'm sure we could get Burr eventually.
Oh yeah. Burr would be happy to come on here. We just get him ranting about something, literally anything. It'd be so funny.
Yeah, I have never seen Bill Burr and Tim Dillon in the same room.
Oh man,
I feel like hearing those two rant about stuff would be pretty epic.
Yeah, the only person that would probably laugh is Bill Burr, just like, because, he laughs his jokes every now and then.
Yeah.
But Tim Dillon is so deadpan.
Yeah.
Just about everything he talks about. He's like, I think it's good. I think it's fun. You know what? I think it's good.
I do think it's good.
Here's why. I think assaulting a child at school is good. Here's why. If you don't, you're giving too much power to the government. He comes up with something. He always comes up with something. He digs himself into a hole. And you're like, how is he going to turn this around? And he does it so cleverly, so quickly.
Yeah.
Highly recommend the Tim Dillon Show.
He covers his tracks with satire so well, where he makes a solid point or proves the ridiculousness of something. And then slowly backs out of the room he created chaos in and is completely wipes his hand clean of it with a sentence or something that just covers it all up. He's like, I would never say this, but other people say that, and he just puts it off on.
Yeah. Here's what I'm quoting.
Some people say Kamala is a demon from hell. I don't think
I don't think that.
But I actually, even if she was, I think it's good. We need more demons.
He'll say that. He's like, I don't think there are enough. There's too much good in this country, and we need a balance. Isn't that what everybody's looking for? He just does something like that. So smart. You ready for my last prompt?
Yeah, what do you got?
What if we could Venmo pain to each other?
Ooh, interesting.
You could Venmo like a particular kind of pain for money
Yeah.
or just charitably.
Yeah.
Say like, man, this guy's been in pain for like 50 years. He wants 2 days off.
Take his pain.
Take his pain
For pay.
for like $200 a day.
Oh, yeah. Or like, you're like sitting on the toilet and you have like just knives in your gut and
Yeah.
you're like blowing out diarrhea and you're like, man, if I just give this stomach ache. That's one of the most humbling moments because everyone's gone through it where they're sitting, they've stripped down completely naked because like having any sort of clothing on, they're just sweating profusely, knife pain. And then you could just be like, call up one of your friends and be like, hey, like you're off today, you're off work tomorrow too, right? He's like, I got a big day tomorrow. He's like, I'm gonna Venmo you my food poisoning. You take this off my hands. You ride this out for me.
He's like, fine, but I'm gonna cash in later. Or even if you like, let's say you're a high level CEO executive, female.
Yeah.
And like you don't want to deal with your cycle for like this big meeting that's coming up, and you're like, I want to be completely clear-headed with everything. Like she could handle it, but she would be at her peak performance if she didn't have that to worry about. And you have a high pain tolerance, and you say, any day I'll step out for you and do it, and I'll do it for like a full day.
And you're just a grown man, just like, oh, my ovaries.
Yes. Ah, man.
Yeah, she was not kidding. It was rough.
Yeah. Never taking her as a client again.
I need
Damn.
cranberry juice and a hug.
Give me some ice cream.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Give me a cold compress.
Yeah, what if it cost extra money just to outsource that?
Yeah, the idea of transferring pain.
Because then it doesn't take any amount of trust. Because you can just say, yeah, you're a random stranger, I don't care, take it.
Yeah, you go hop on Fiverr. Hey, $5 if you...
TaskRabbit, yeah.
I got a brutal hangover.
You lie about what you have.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I just got a headache. And they're like, yeah, I'll take it. You send it over. You have like kidney stones.
You got in a car wreck. Your like neck's broken. This guy lied. He said he stubbed his toe. He's like, now my back's broken in 4 places.
I gotta deal with fractured discs in my spine for a day. Oh, this sucks. This guy's swing was all wrong on the course. Now I'm paralyzed from the neck down.
This guy just got bit by a rattlesnake. He told me it was a mosquito.
Or a guy getting like a root canal. Gosh, dang it. He said he just got a black eye for a day. Oh man, that would suck. Or you could just, that would be a testament to being a really good boyfriend. If your girlfriend's like, I don't want to deal with my period this month.
Yeah.
And then the boyfriend's like, okay, I'll take it for you this month, but not next month.
I'll take one for the team.
Yeah, and then you just like deal with it for a while. Then what would they complain about?
There's always something.
No, I'm kidding. I love women.
Yeah, they're better than us.
They're so much better.
Yeah.
Cooler, smarter, funnier. Well,
more talented,
taller,
gracious,
stronger,
graceful.
Yeah, graceful. They're better at basketball.
Better at inventing things.
Better at video games. Men are better at cooking and doing dishes.
That's true. Yeah, you look at all the Michelin star chefs out there. It's like, mostly guys.
Women are better at driving, definitely.
Yeah. Better at letting things go, not bringing up the old shit.
True. Better at making children than guys.
Yeah. If I tried,
Man,
that would be a struggle.
it'd be an interesting experiment.
We were talking about that. Like, what if, like, for women when they're pregnant, they had to actually focus on, like, the forming. And they're like, oh, I can't remember if I made both legs yet or not. And they're, like, focusing, and he's like, now he's got 3 legs. Or he's like, or, like, 4 eyeballs. You're like, oh, I already did the eyes. And then it's too late.
Whoa, and you can't go back.
Can't go back.
It's like ink on paper.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I better make the eyeballs look great then. You just got to be real good at shaping. You can always tell who's the first sibling.
Yeah, they needed some practice.
You got like one really strong arm, real skinny one over here, both genitalia. Couldn't remember.
Got everything.
Couldn't remember if it was a guy or a girl. It's like, did we decide on a boy? It's like, no, I said girl 2 weeks ago. Oh no!
Oh, my bad.
It's my bad. He's also going to be 10 feet
That was
tall.
my bad. That one's on me.
That one is on me. I apologize. I hope you can forgive me. He's like, what? Of course I'm going to forgive you. I'm not a tyrant. Or am I?
Yeah. You know, I was thinking about was, what if, when the settlers came, if instead of genociding the natives, they actually, like, built a harmonious society, integrating their spiritual, agricultural, and just cultural in general ideals with what the settlers had. It would be such a different looking country.
Man, that'd be
Like,
nice.
especially just the agricultural side alone, where they had figured out like complementary plants that grew well with each other. So like they had what, like beans growing low, corn growing high, and the beans kept the weeds out. Mm-hmm. And so then they had like 2 crops at once. I forget what they called that. And then you think of like the spiritual aspect where, like, since it wasn't Christian, it was savagery, essentially. Whereas if there was a little bit more open-mindedness, you could find that there are elements of their belief system that were so grounded in celebrating God's creation, and that, I mean, if people were just respected for having their own set of beliefs and without it being forced on them. But I was just like how wild would that be to have a country that was like that like truly celebrated the natives and what they had started with, because instead of building on what they had, it was all just scrapped and replaced with, I don't know,
A ditch.
yeah.
Turned the slow meandering stream into a straight cut ditch of English. Just British.
Those Brits.
Dirty tooth Brits. You remember that one scene in The Men Who Stare at Goats when Jeff Bridges comes back after doing his whole, like, basically soul searching for the U.S. government? He comes back like just full hippie attire, just huge beads and like long hair, coat, sunglasses, and he walks into like the Department of Defense or whatever. Mm-hmm. I feel like that's kind of what it would be like. This guy who came from, the military, like the settlers came from Britain, and then you wind up just adopting some actually like wholesome spiritual practices. Did you know that some of the Plains Indians used to like bless, they would, after they would get a kill with like a buffalo, then they would thank certain gods, thank the plains and thank whatnot. It wasn't
Thank the spirit of the buffalo.
the spirit of the buffalo. They would understand that, and then Eskimos. They found out that Eskimos did that too with seals.
Oh.
They would do like all of that. It would be like they understood that they were reliant on the seal. They weren't saying that they dominated the seal, And I think that's important, and that's Pretty much. The reason the English genocided the Indians is because they felt threatened. I'm convinced.
Yeah, they felt threatened, and they felt righteous, or like self-righteous, and we're more advanced just because we have gunpowder and
a boat.
Yeah,
Freaking boat.
Yeah, slightly more advanced in some technology, and just a horrible superiority complex and hard-headedness to learn or adapt any other ways of doing things. But yeah,
man, I miss the days when you could just get on a boat and you would wind up on land that no human had walked in hundreds and hundreds of years.
Yeah,
we don't have that anymore. You literally look up anywhere on the internet and they're like, yeah, there's been a Domino's pizza there for 20 years. You're like, gosh dang it. Gosh dang it. There's nothing sacred. There's nothing new.
That is so annoying when you see ancient ruins somewhere and there's a fucking McDonald's down the street, and it's just the glow of the arches is just pissing on the incredible ancient architecture. Just
you got just these flickering street lamps over the pyramids of Giza. Yeah, that just
here's the tomb of Ramses III. And if you want your Starbucks,
there's a Starbucks inside.
Yeah. Try the Tutankhamun tea. It's really good. The Tutankhamun Starbucks refresher is all the rage. Has Blue Lotus and
sand.
Yeah, suck down some of that sand.
Get all your electrolytes. It's just like the Egyptians used to make. You see them putting Splenda in it. Stevia. Oh,
yeah,
man.
in a Catholic church, and the priest is just splashing holy water on people, and then holds out an iPad with a tip option on it.
Yeah, sign here. Yeah, 10% tip.
Tips aren't required, but they are appreciated.
Yeah, tips aren't required, but man, gratuities included if it's a funeral. But
the tipping society is just
it's going over the top.
It's so over the top now, and the options. You'll go and they give you the 3 options for tipping.
Yeah.
It'll start at 20%.
That's what I've been noticing too.
What the hell is that? It's you buy a $10 coffee, and then you're about to tip another $3 on top of that.
So, and they're still taxing those tips.
Yeah.
And that's why I only tip in cash, because it's so much more satisfying to see a $1 bill go into a can. I worked on both sides of this tip. I watched people put a $1 tip in, and I watched people sign, $1 or $2 onto, a receipt.
The cash is king.
That cash was nice to see.
Cash feels nice.
I'll tell you that much. Yeah, I don't think tips should be taxed.
No. If you won the Mega Millions, it's at 28 million right now. So let's say you get 18 million.
Okay.
What's the first thing you do? Do you tell anybody?
Oh, so I literally I scratched it, and now I'm sitting there with 18 million.
18 million coming your way, lump sum. Do you figure out all the financials yourself, and then once you have all the money, then you just slyly gift people in your family, or do you actually tell your family I've had this massive windfall?
True. Well, some families you can't trust with that kind of information.
A lot of people, a lot of families, it would destroy the family.
Yeah. With my family, I would be hey, I want to keep this under wraps, but I just came across $18 million.
Don't tell anybody.
Tell no one. And then 10% of it out and give it to, charitable causes or places that I know that the money's going to go well. And then basically 80% of whatever's left over goes straight into a high yield savings account or an automated bond ladder, and then be receiving tax-free interest from it.
Live off interest easily.
You still got a couple million left over. That's set for any expenses that I might have. I wouldn't pay off my house immediately. I would let the mortgage ride itself out. I would keep doing that, making monthly payments. And then with the money that I have left over, would, yes, buy myself something nice every now and then, but mostly just create a sustainable lifestyle that's automated and keeps going so that I can focus on what I want to build. I would keep doing this podcast every single week. You think something would change? I could have $18 million right now. You'd have no idea.
Yeah. I would not change one bit. I'd still undertip.
I'd
still
stingy as hell.
I'd still fight parking tickets.
I would still piss in public pools.
Yeah.
I wouldn't even
I'd build my own pool and piss in it.
Yeah.
Right away.
I would turn it into a toilet, like Last Man on Earth. Like, what's his name? Will Forte.
I feel like, you obviously, high yield savings, but I would blow $1 million. Right off the bat.
If you got 18 million, you would blow the million.
I'd blow like $1 million like on stupid stuff.
This is a better question. You have $1 million to spend in one day. What do you blow it on? And you have to do it selfishly.
G-Wagon.
G-Wagon. Isn't that half of it?
G-Wagon.
Right out the gate. $500,000.
No.
G-Wagon.
G-Wagons are, what, a couple $100,000?
I'm going to look it up right now. How much is a G-Wagon?
Maybe not a brand new one. So
a used
G-Wagon. 1 year old, low miles G-Wagon.
That's a great question. $250,000.
And then
more like 200,000, 185,000. Pre-owned model with no accident or damage can have a Carfax value of 185 grand. So you got 800 grand left. 800 grand or more.
I get some nice suits.
There you go.
Couple $1,000s on suits. One nice watch, nothing crazy. Maybe just like 10 grand on a watch.
Not even nothing flashy. 10 grand. Got rocks all in it. Yellow diamonds.
Yeah, so wardrobe's nice, shoes nice, got the car.
Fitting out the shoes, gotcha.
And then, get a house in Hawaii.
Oh, get a down payment
on a house in Hawaii, nice. Down payment on a house here, and then maybe buy some land somewhere and just to have it.
You would buy the house cash then? Because I don't know if... how would you get a really nice house, or is it something that...
No, reasonable.
Gotcha.
Yeah, reasonable. Something that I know would appreciate.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then land somewhere on the mainland.
Yeah, somewhere, some farmable land. That's, maybe I don't know. Maybe in even in Colorado, Kansas.
Yeah, Colorado is
Iowa
attractive. Idaho.
Have
you driven through Iowa or Idaho?
Or Kansas? No, I have. Maybe Arkansas. There we go.
Okay, you will get super affordable land in any of those places. I'm fairly certain.
Oh, maybe I buy a little land in all 50 states.
Oh, a square foot in each state. Say, I'm nationwide, investor. Yeah. Got so much land. I got 50 square feet across the entire United States.
Yeah. Buy the land that's in a roundabout. And then I can name erect a statue in all these roundabouts in every major city.
It would be a statue of you, but you're much taller than you are in real life, and you're striking a pose in an outfit you definitely don't own.
Yeah, and I'm just fanning money out in my hands.
This is like a wannabe Fortnite playing YouTubing streamer kid. It's this is what I want. I want a bronze statue of me. I got a beard.
A gun.
Just money, guns, and then just women swooning at my feet.
And then a wishing well where people can throw in money, and then I collect money
Yeah.
at each of my roundabout statues.
Like it drains every night. It takes all the money. Refills. Or they're like, what if you had a well that when you like flip a coin into it, you have like a speaker at the bottom that like plays something.
Oh, yeah.
Like gives you a message. It's like, your wish sucked.
Sorry, insert 50 more cents for your wish to come true. Yeah, just
There you
shake
go.
people down, a little more money.
Not good enough, buddy.
You think a dirty old penny's gonna grant you that wish?
Counts the
Cheapskate?
You're gonna get a 1 penny wish for that one, buddy.
Throw your wallet in.
We'll take credit cards. Toss them in. Hey, don't be stingy. Don't walk away. Your girlfriend doesn't like you.
Yeah, you walk away now. Oh, you don't want to know what's gonna happen.
Yeah, you're gonna run into a tree. Keeps just wishing ill on you.
Yeah.
Haunted well. It's actually not a bad idea. Put a speaker at the bottom of a well that says something when you flip a coin into it. And you have like 600 different things it says. And it's randomized. So it takes a long time for it to cycle through everything.
Oh yeah, and you have people. It like collects people's biometrics, and so
yeah,
then you
even
can
better.
sell their data.
Freaking creepy as hell.
Yeah, they're like, spit into this. Let us scan your eyes. Here's a blood prick, and then you insert $1.
You know that? Yeah, you look over and it takes a huge flash picture. Like in Nope. He looks over and it just boom, and you're blind. It's like, gotcha! If you want your information back, please throw $100 into the well, all in nickels. By midnight tonight.
We need an optional mandatory donation of
Optional
a roll
mandatory.
of nickels under the moonlight.
And if you don't do it, we're coming for your house.
We know where you live.
There's a guy in a suit staring at you right behind you as you're throwing nickels in. He's taking photos of you.
I installed a Ring camera doorbell.
Oh.
And when you sign up for your Ring app or whatever, it connects you to your neighborhood with all the other people that have their Ring cameras.
Oh.
And it's almost like a messaging board for like there was one that came up where someone was like, a dog was found. Like, and they had a picture of their dog that was like on the Ring camera or whatever. But I was like, that's kind of interesting. You kind of have this network of nosy neighbors with doorbell cameras that are all just sharing info.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, it was I didn't know that's what Ring did, but
No, I feel like nobody really talks about that either. That's interesting.
because you know the Citizen app.
No,
It's,
what did I do?
the Citizen app is where everyone can kind of collaborate on what's going on in the neighborhood. So like in LA, you didn't even want to look at it because it would just be like a shooting over here, stabbing over here, large bang heard over in this part, and it's this the lighten up the map with just all kinds of horror.
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah,
The Citizen app.
the Citizen app.
No.
Yeah, because I hear gunshots all the time, and then it would be like, oh, let's check the Citizen app, see what happened. It would be like double homicide down at Sweet Greens.
Right outside of Whole Foods.
Yeah. Oh, you know how in California they were saying that any theft under $1,000, they wouldn't prosecute anything.
Yeah.
So one store I saw had this brilliant idea. Everything in their store was marked at $1,000.
Whoa.
And then paying customers would receive a non-criminal discount for the regular priced item. So that way they could prosecute anyone that shoplifted anything from their store. And I was like, what a clever workaround.
Nicely done.
Yeah.
Nicely done. Wow.
Yeah. Giving people a slap on the wrist for just stealing nonstop.
I hope that tons of other establishments adopted that principle. You know that they're like somewhat reversing it. They're trying to clean up LA and San Francisco, and they got a long way to go. But man, I was just down. We just drove through LA, watched the Getty. It was so strange. We drive from Orange County to Los Angeles. It's like everything got darker as we got closer. And then you just see graffiti basically everywhere. They're like on every single overpass. I'm like, how do you even get up there? Like, what the heck? Who has the time of day? Who is this bored that they're just going around tagging everything? Some of the graffiti isn't even that good.
Yeah.
What happened to class?
Yeah. It's half of the fun is just doing something illegal. Like it's not even art. It's like some like ego like thing where I'm going to put a mark here. Then every time I pass here, I can remember I put that mark there, and everyone has to look at it.
Man. Just have this crazy swollen ego. That's how all the homeless people feel.
Yeah.
They're like, I basically own this city. Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much the mayor.
That's how they talk in LA.
I'm the mayor. Boston accent. I'm the mayor. Hey, fella, I run this street. It's like, I'm an undercover cop. Pull rank on him.
I'm a cop.
Did you know that ballots are getting burned with incendiary devices? Did you see that on
I
ABC?
saw one, ballot drop box that they were like putting a fire out and someone committed arson.
I don't think it's widespread, but I have never heard of anything like that.
There was someone accidentally put, you know how they have the scroller on the news that like scrolls like.
Oh yeah.
So they put the election results for Pennsylvania.
Oh, wow, way to go.
Kamala winning 53% or whatever to 47%, and they had like the vote counts and everything. And people are like, it's already rigged. And so then they were saying like it was just a test that wasn't meant to be aired, but like I don't know. They already have like their figures in place, pushing for of course the media favorite like candidate for.
Pennsylvania's a pretty blue state, and it's a
big swing state.
Maybe that wasn't maybe it wasn't totally updated. You know, maybe that was just what currently is there.
Yeah.
Maybe some people, Republicans, they're slow to vote. A lot of late bloomers, they're procrastinators.
Yeah.
Liberals are pretty on top of it. So maybe that's as many.
They're voting early and they're voting twice.
Yeah. How many times can I vote? That's what we were.
Well, how many nicknames you got?
Do you go by senior or junior? Did they call you anything in high school? All right, Lucky. Yeah, you can go again.
They called me Goiter Gus.
They called me the cow.
On account of I had a huge goiter.
They called me Gouty Gabe because I had the gout.
They called me Syphilis Sam because I gave everyone in the school syphilis.
They called me Chlamydia Clyde because I gave everybody in school chlamydia. That's where it started, at least.
Yeah.
Well, we've been going for over an hour. Better call it. I gotta go home and pack.
Well, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Until next time.
Till next time, this has been the Riff Raff. Thanks for rolling with us, fellow castaways. We'll catch you next time.
Peace.